Can everyone hear us, first of all? Marvellous. This is very new to Lisa and I, so if we're shouting, let us know. If you can't hear us, let us know. But thanks for all coming today and attending our session. Finding yourself the perfect partner. And despite my lovely graphic of Hinge, the dating app, it is actually to deliver best-in-class events and experiences. No other type of partner. My name's Zoe. I'm Sales Director here for ASM Global, and I'm joined by Lisa, who is our Head of Premium Sales at First Direct Arena in Leeds. You can visit us today. We've got our little stand over there at number 1 on the PA Lounge, and we're also on stand C60 in the main exhibition hall, where some of our other team members are also located. So I guess the whole premise of today's talk is about working in partnership with suppliers and how that can add benefit to you guys as PAs. So we all recognise PAs live a very, very busy life. You can be asked for a lot of different things. Some things you'll know about and have up your sleeve, others can be completely left field inquiries. So it's about how you can really build those relationships with your suppliers to get a full understanding of what they can offer and how they can really add benefit and be that extension to your team to help support with anything you need. So obviously we can talk through ourselves at ASM Global and what we can offer, but as we talk, kind of bear in mind what that might mean for other suppliers you might work with, other venues, other event providers, and how you can really, really get the most to drive those relationships. As I mentioned, we really look to be an extension to the team, and as we go through the slides, we'll touch on a few areas that we cover in that respect. And yeah, I guess for us it's about long-lasting partnerships. So it's about building those relationships that we can really take forward and work with you for a long period of time and across all different areas of our business. So talking about us first and foremost at ASM, we are a venue management company, so we're the world's largest. We have close to 400 venues globally now. Luckily, we only look after the UK. We don't have to remember things about 400 venues, but we've got 15 here in the UK, which range from London to Aberdeen and everywhere in between. Why this is relevant for PAs and for you guys to think about in terms of that partnership perspective is because of the breadth of the country that we operate in, we can really support if there are multiple offices across the UK, how we can obviously help with things for staff that might be located in different areas, and just how if you have events that are road shows and that you need to carry around the country, you can use us as a one-stop shop. So you may use venue finding agencies, you may use venue finding directories. We can almost be part of that and be an extension to your team, whereby if you have a brief, and it could be anywhere in the country, you can come to your one account manager, you can give them the brief and let them take on the hard work for you. Let them look at all the venues, all the spaces across the country and how that can work for your brief. They'll come back to you with the ones that are most relevant, they'll come back to you with the proposals, and that just really helps alleviate some of the time for you guys that you would normally spend going to a lot of venues directly. So I'm going to hand over to Lisa, who's just going to talk through some of our spaces that we have within our venues and how these can work for you guys.
So as Zoe said, we've got 15 venues across the UK. Primarily, you'll probably know these venues as concert venues. So we've got the OVO Arena in Wembley, the AO Arena in Manchester. So as you know, they'll hold like huge gigs like Elton John, Girls Aloud and things like that. The spaces can really be transformed into spaces for large conferences, exhibitions, awards dinners. They're just very flexible, large spaces that we can drape off areas. We've had things like film screenings. We do a lot of graduations, so the spaces are really flexible. What you'll find is they're just kind of like a big black box and they can be transformed into anything. Recently in my venue in Leeds, we had a corporate dinner for 400 and they had fairground rides in there, which was like my dream event. For 10 years I've wanted somebody to put a fairground inside the venue, which was amazing. We've had all sorts. We've hosted CHS in the past. You know, every space it can be transformed into anything. We work with room dressers, we work with AV companies. Again, we can pass on all those details to you, or we can be that middleman that works with those suppliers on your behalf, and we can tie all that into the contracts for you. Again, we've got all the security staff, everything's in-house, all the stewarding, all the catering's done in-house. So when people think of these venues, they might think of, oh, it's just burgers and pints in a plastic pot, but we've got all in-house catering, so we can do anything from 3-course fine dines, street food, bowl food, anything that would sort of suit every different type and style of event.
Absolutely, and I think in terms of the partnership element of it, it's about having that really open communication about the types of events you guys run. We do have a lot of people that think of our venues and they might have attended one of the concerts that Lisa's mentioned and immediately will think, well, if I've not got an event for thousands of people, how's that going to work? So as long as that partnership is there with the supplier and you've got that relationship and transparency of what it is you're looking to achieve, let them take on that work for you to provide those solutions. That then takes us on to the smaller spaces that we have within our venues. So the same vein really is that with our venues being predominantly large and being known for those large events, we aren't considered for the small meetings for 20 people or a private dining or a restaurant or drinks reception for 100 people. But the nature of our venues is that we have premium hospitality spaces across all of them, that when there's not a concert on, they're sitting there empty. They're all located within key city centre locations. So what this offers to you guys is an opportunity to have a stunning restaurant or bar for you to use for your event, or a small space to use for a meeting, but without having to go to your high street restaurants and bars that would be requesting large minimum spends to close for the day. It's already there, it's geared up, they have their own VIP entrances, all the staffing is covered by us. So it's just, again, with that partnership piece, having that really open relationship from the start about all aspects of what you're looking to achieve with your business and how that supplier can tick those boxes for you. So yeah, this is an area we're really looking to push because our spaces are stunning, but people just don't really know they're there. So please do, if any of you are looking for smaller spaces, let Lisa and I know, and we can absolutely point you in the right direction. Some of our spaces as well actually have Michelin star chefs involved. So in Manchester, our new restaurant, the Mez, is catered for by Simon Rogan, who curates all of our menus there. So it's the only music arena in Europe that has Michelin star cuisine available. So just bear those spaces in mind. And as I said before, linking in with what that means for other suppliers, just that whole partnership piece of being transparent, what is it you need, and how can they help accommodate that for you. And that leads us nicely on to
the premium experience. So all of our venues across the UK hold concerts, as we mentioned, and each venue has dedicated spaces for premium concert hospitality. So what we can do is we can be your point of contact, any one of us in any of the venue. We can put you in touch with the right venue if you're looking for last minute tickets for your boss or last minute tickets for delegates coming over to Manchester, to Hull, to Leeds. We can help source that sort of entertainment and those VIP packages for you. We all know what it's like. A big announcement happens, everyone's trying to clamber for tickets on a Friday, and then a week before the event, somebody turns around and says, can you get me some tickets for that? Well, 9 times out of 10, we'll be able to help you with that. If you contact me in Leeds and we don't have Kylie, but she's playing at Manchester or she's playing in Newcastle, we can put you directly in touch there. We can help arrange those tickets. We do everything from private boxes, dining packages, bar packages. There's a package to suit every concert and every sort of demographic that people would want to come and see. And this is just some of the examples we've got. So we've got beautiful lounges. Some of our packages are all inclusive food and drinks, so you don't even have to think about, oh, do I have to order a menu? Do I have to pre-order drinks? It's just all included in that package for you. So we can be that one-stop shop for hospitality experience in all our venues across the UK.
Yeah, absolutely. So it just links on to being that extension to your team and taking out a lot of the aggravation that there is, like Lisa said, with those requests for tickets, and having that account manager who can help nationally across our venues. The other thing to consider with our partnerships and experiences is we have a partnerships part of the business. So if you're linked in with teams that look at branding, marketing, if you work with products that are looking to get in front of large audiences, again, speak to your point of contact. What opportunities are there within these venues? Do you want to link them into people in your brand teams that can help with other aspects? So if you're responsible for one area of the business, are there other areas of your business that other areas of our business might be able to support with? And again, that's where that relationship comes from. The more you spend time together, go out for lunch together, find out what's going on within the business, this is where these ideas all stem from. And it then helps you guys take that information back to your businesses and see how that can be used moving forward. The next is global reach. So I mentioned at the start, we have around close to 400 venues globally now, and that's growing all the time. We do just look after the UK. However, we work very closely with our international counterparts. So we speak regularly to our colleagues in Europe, APAC, across the Middle East, and in North America. So again, it might not fit into your day-to-day, but there may be colleagues that you deal with that are looking for things internationally, and that sits again with the conference and event side, but also the premium experience and ticketing side. So if you've got businesses or colleagues overseas, we can absolutely help facilitate that. And again, it boils back down to that one point of contact, having that understanding of what your business and supplier that you're working with can really offer you and add value to your team.
So with all of our venues, we're all in the heart of every city. So as Zoe mentioned earlier, we've got great transport links, we're city centre venues, so within a walking distance from the train stations. Every venue works really closely with their conference bureau, so to get city information. We work really close with local hotels, restaurants. A lot of venues have deals with transport, so in Leeds we have an offer with LNAR where we can offer 20% off train travel to your delegates. Our venue in Aberdeen has a deal with Logan Air where you can get reduced air travel. So again, it's been that one-stop shop. You could book an event with us and we can help you with hotels, restaurants, something for the delegates to do on an evening. We really are that one-stop shop with all the city connections. So again, you're just not contacting a restaurant, contacting a hotel. We can arrange that all for you. So, and that's the same in any venue in any of our UK cities.
Yeah, so again, it is that support piece with the partnership, and I think we're very forthcoming with all of that. When we're speaking to people about events, we'll always talk about all of the extras that we can offer. Not all venues might offer that information up to begin with, so do ask them the question, do they have those deals? Do they deal with transport? What are their hotel links? Which restaurants can they get you deals on in the city? Because we network with the people in our regions all the time and we all look to help each other out. So there are those networks in the destinations there that you guys can really benefit from, and also hopefully down the line helps with the cost of your event if it is bringing in deals as well. And then we just wanted to touch on supporting CSR. So again, something for you to discuss with any of your suppliers, partners, venues that you work with. We know all businesses have their own CSR that they're working to, whether that's for diversity, equality and inclusion, whether it's based on sustainability. We're all very aware now that this is something hugely on our agenda, not just with events, but across the board. So again, it's understanding with the partners that you're working with, what do they have available when it comes to those things, and how can that help enhance your event, your experience? How can that bring things to your business and colleagues? Are there volunteering opportunities? So again, having that really strong partnership from the off and it being a two-way with that relationship and conversation will unearth all of these kind of things that can go on to be of a bigger benefit to your business. So I've highlighted a couple of things we've got there. So our Guardians of Grub campaign in regards to food wastage, which is huge for us across all of our events. We work very closely across the group with Nordorf Robbins, who are a music therapy charity. And from next year, we will be implementing something where every contract that is signed for us for an event will have £1 per delegate going to the charity. So when you're being tasked with finding a venue but having those kind of CSR objectives there, that's something already that just from signing the contract is ticking that box, and making sure that all of that is being covered. And then we've also got our gold standard with our diversity, equality and inclusion. So when you're planning events now, it is something to think about. Are there those quiet spaces? How many accessible toilets are there? And making sure that the venues and suppliers you're working with are providing that information that you can take back, and ensure that your event is making sure that they're hitting all of the diversity, equality and inclusion standards that you would expect. So again, just all of those things, explore it, ask the questions of your partners and suppliers. Salespeople will be salespeople, and they'll talk at you a lot about a lot of things. I'm sure you all get it all the time, and they'll tell you all the great things about their venues, but sometimes they'll talk so much about the venues but forget to mention some of these areas. So do keep it in the back of your minds, do ask those questions and see where that real value can come from that partnership across your part of the business and the wider business as well. So we wrapped that up mega quickly. So thank you for listening to us. Hopefully we weren't shouting down these tiny microphones into your ears. But does anyone have any questions at all about ASM Global, about any of the points we've just discussed? No? Well, in that case, I can see some of you are getting some empty glasses, so it sounds like on that note, it's a good time for everyone to head to the bar and get another drink. But we are on the stand just over there. We do have the team on stand C60 covering off all of the 15 venues across the country. So please do come and have a chat if there's anything you wanted to ask.
Amazing, thank you.
Thank you.